Welcome to the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you take the first steps on your fitness journey. Whether you're new to working out or you're looking to get back into it, we've got you covered with tips, tricks, and inspiration to help you reach your goals. So grab your workout gear and let's get started. All right, and we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mack to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. I'm going to go ahead and apologize to y'all. I couldn't make it on Monday. It's now Wednesday, but we here. We still get the podcast done. I couldn't leave y'all hanging. Had to get it done this week. I know I normally try to do it on a Monday, but I had a little mishap happen. If you're watching on the video, you can tell I got my thumb wrapped up. Well, I was cooking dinner Monday night, chopping up a pepper, trying to be a good husband, trying to have food on the table. When my wife got home, chopping away, doing what I'm doing, all of a sudden, I sliced the tip of my finger off. Like, it's not that bad, but I got a pretty good chunk of the tip of my thumb on my left hand. With that being said, it took a while to get the bleeding to stop, to get it all wrapped up. I almost had a little episode. I almost like passed out. I don't know what it is, but the older I've gotten, the more sensitive I've gotten to like blood in person. So it almost made me like pass out. No lie. So yeah, that kind of threw my plans off. I was gonna do the podcast that night. It kind of threw me off. But we back today. We're gonna get it done regardless. So I got a little bobo, but we here. We're gonna provide some value for y'all. As you've seen, title of the podcast is what I learned from training for a triathlon, or how a triathlon changed my life. So that's what we're gonna talk about. I got 10 things that I learned throughout the process of training for my first triathlon. And the reason I want to talk about that today is because I ran my first triathlon this past weekend on Saturday. I did the Grandman Sprint Triathlon in Fairhope, Alabama. If you know where that's at, if you're listening to this and you've heard of it before. That's when I did. It was my very first one. I never done anything like it before. I never done any swimming, any cycling, or any running, no kind of race. I just signed up for it and decided I was going to do it because I wanted to challenge myself and see if I could do it. And I kind of liked it. Like, it was fun. I'm a competitive person. I've always done sports stuff growing up. So it was nice to get out there and be able to compete, which really I wasn't even competing against like the other people. I really was just competing against myself. Like, it's really just a mental thing. I mean, yeah, you train for it physically and it's tough on your body, but I feel like more than half of it is mental, honestly. Like, it's all about that want to and that drive and that push to be able to complete it. So really, I wasn't trying to set a certain time. I wasn't trying to come in first place or anything like that. I really was just trying to finish. Like, that was my goal, was to finish, because I'd never done anything like it before. I wasn't necessarily competing against anybody else in the race. I was just competing against myself. So that was the idea, and I got it done. I enjoyed it. I feel pretty good. I don't know. My legs are a little taking a little bit to recover. They don't feel like super sore, but when I do, I have been running and biking still the past few days, and they just feel like a little gas, like they're not as fully recovered just yet. But we're getting back there. And yes, I did say I've been training, so you're probably thinking you may be doing something else. Well, that's the goal. When I set out to do this triathlon, my goal was to do the Ironman in Panama City in November, and it's probably what I'm gonna do. I hadn't signed up for it yet. I'm still debating it because it's kind of a short period of time for me to train for an Ironman. Because Ironman is it's very hard to train for. You need to train for it for a long time, and I don't want to push it, but that may be the reason I do it. Like, I'm kind of scared to do it. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't think I can do it, because I haven't trained for triathlons very long. But honestly, that's probably the reason I'm gonna sign up for it. Just because I don't want to do it, or I'm scared I can't do it. I think I'm just gonna sign up for it anyways and make myself do it, just because I'm gonna feel uncomfortable to do it. So that's why I'm gonna do it, because I don't feel like doing it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing some research on it to see if I think I can do it. I may end up doing a half Ironman instead first, and then do a full one. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna update y'all as soon as I figure it out. I'm gonna let y'all know. So that was a little update about myself. I got my triathlon done. I chopped the tip of my finger off. With something good, always comes something bad. That's what it seems like, at least. Yeah, let's jump into the podcast episode. And I'm gonna tell y'all about 10 things I learned, kind of life lessons that I learned that can be applied in pretty much every aspect of my life and also your life, that I learned through training for a triathlon. Number one, first and foremost, is discipline. So when it comes to training for pretty much anything in your life that's pretty significant or that's a big goal of yours, you're gonna have to train for it. You're gonna have to be disciplined to actually put in that work each and every day, especially on the days that you don't want to. Because trust me, there was several days I didn't want to get in the pool and swim. Trust me, swimming was the least thing I wanted to do, and I just had to be disciplined to get in there and do it because I knew swimming was going to be my weak point. So I had to get it done. I had to get in there and I had to swim, and it was just discipline. I just forced myself through it, and I got it done, and it paid off in the end. Triathlon training demands consistency and it demands commitment. So learning to stick to that training schedule, prioritizing workouts, teaches that discipline that you need, helps build a strong work ethic that you're going to need when it comes to anything in life, especially when you want to achieve a big goal like I had set out for myself. Number two, time management. This is a big one because not only did I train for the triathlon, but I kept my normal like workout routine as well. So I was double timing it. I was swimming and working out in the morning, and then I was either running or biking in the afternoon. I didn't do that the whole time. I only did that about 2 months out from the race. Before that, I was just doing it in the morning. I would do like one discipline. I would either I would work out and then I'd either run, bike, or swim in the morning, and that's what I did for a while until about 2 months out, and then I started doing 2 a days. So when it comes to time management, you got to balance not just one sport, not just two sports. You got to balance all three sports. So you're balancing swimming, cycling, and running, and all the other responsibilities that you got on top of that. So work, your relationships, just cooking dinner, doing chores around the house. You got to balance all that stuff on top of all your training. So you come very good at time management. You got to set a schedule for that day and you got to follow through with it. If not, you're going to miss your training block and it's going to get you off track. So training for the triathlon teaches the importance of planning, organizing, and making the most of the limited time that you do have. So yeah, time management was big. Number three, goal setting. So setting clear and achievable goals is crucial when it comes to triathlon training and pretty much whatever it is in your life that you're training for or you're shooting towards. You need to have a clear path, clear goal of what you're trying to do. So you need to get specific. You need to make measurable goals. You need to make attainable goals, and they need to be relevant to be able to achieve what you're trying to achieve, like your ultimate goal. And they need to be time bound. So you need to set like times to these. And that helps you track like your progress and it helps you stay motivated. So for example, like when I was doing my triathlon, it was easy to set the time because my time was the day of the triathlon. Like I had to have all these things done by the time I got to the triathlon. I had to be prepared and I had to be physically and mentally prepared, and I had to set deadline for that. So you need to set these goals. Make sure it's something achievable. It's not something like crazy out of this world that you can't do. But with that being said, don't aim too small. Like still want to have that big goal, something that you can actually work towards and be excited about. So number four, mental resilience. Endurance sports like a triathlon, it tests both your physical and your mental limits, abilities. So training teaches athletes how to overcome obstacles, how to push through the discomfort, how to develop that mental toughness and that mental resilience. Because trust me, it's tough. You're going to get 30 minutes into a run and you're going to be hurting and you're going to want to stop, but you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing and you got to know that it's going to be worth it in the end. So not only does it build up your physical strength, it also builds up your mental strength when it comes to pushing your body to its limits. Because what most people don't understand is your body can go a lot harder, can go a lot further than what your mind is telling you it can. If that makes sense. Like you're going to want to stop, you're going to want to quit in your head, but your body can still go. Like your body can still push. So normally like your mind will shut down before your body does. So if you're mentally strong, then you can keep pushing. You can push through and your body can keep going. You can get through those obstacles, those challenges. And you can push yourself a little bit further than what you actually realize. So I challenge you to do this on a daily basis. Like when you think it's getting hard, or when you think you need to quit, or you need to stop, or you're telling yourself this is too much, just know that you can go that one extra step. You can go that step further. All right, number five, patience. Triathlon training is a journey. It takes time. It's not something you can rush. You got to build up that cardiovascular system. You got to build up your endurance. So learning to be patient with the progress, understanding that results come with consistent effort, and embracing that process is essential. And it's lessons that you need to achieve long-term success. So this comes with anything in life. Like not most things in life, you can't just take the shortcut. You gotta embrace the journey. You gotta enjoy the journey because the journey is what's going to get you there. So if you can learn to enjoy the journey, then the outcome will be so much more achievable and enjoyable when you get there. So you just gotta be putting that consistent effort in. Embrace the suck. Like it's gonna suck. So just embrace it and enjoy it. It's not gonna be fun while you do it, but it's gonna be so much worth it after you've completed it or achieved the goal, whatever you're reaching out to do. Just learn that it's going to take time, be patient, and you got this. Just keep going, get 1% better every single day, and eventually you'll get there. Be patient. This is like huge in the fitness industry because everybody tries to do these fad diets or get these like quick fixes, little cheat codes to lose weight or to get strong. Like it's just not, it's not, yeah, something may work like that, but it's not sustainable and it's not going to work for you in the long run. A fitness journey is literally a journey. That's why they call it fitness journey. It's going to take you probably years to get where you really want to be as long as you're consistent with it. I mean, yeah, you may drop 10, 20 pounds pretty quick, but if you're not consistent with it, you're going to gain that 20 pounds right back. Or if you want to lose, say you want to lose 100 pounds, it's going to take you at least a year, if not more, to lose 100 pounds. Like, it's going to take you that long time. So you got to be patient. It'll pay off in the end, whether you believe it or not. Number 6, perseverance. Triathlon training presents numerous challenges, numerous setbacks. You can develop the ability to keep going when faced with adversity, whether it's fatigue, injury, self doubt. So the training builds perseverance and a never give up attitude. So it's kind of like I was talking about your mind. I mean, your body can keep going whether you believe it or not. You can't give up. You got to keep going day in and day out. So when you're stepping on that scale each and every day and you're not seeing the number change, or you may even see the number go up, you're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna think, why am I doing this? I'm wasting my time. This sucks. This is not fun. But you just gotta remember you can't give up. You gotta persevere. Keep going. Know that it's gonna work out in the end. You're not doing it for no reason. Like literally a fitness journey has been scientifically proved to like make you lose weight. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're working out, you're doing the things you need to do, like you're gonna lose weight eventually, or you're gonna build that muscle if that's what you're trying to do. So you just gotta stick to it. You're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna have challenges. You're gonna binge drink or binge eat one weekend, and you're gonna gain a couple pounds back. Guess what? That's not the end all be all. That's just a setback, and you can get right back on it the next week. So when you're faced with that adversity, when you're faced with that fatigue, when you're sore, you don't want to go to the gym, when you get injured, when you're doubting yourself, just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you can do it. Number 7, self discernment. So training for a triathlon involves listening to your body, understanding its needs, learning to differentiate between normal fatigue and injury. So adjusting training plans accordingly and practicing self-care contribute to overall well-being. So this is kind of like injury, involved around injury and just normal excuses that somebody will make. Yeah, you may be sore and you may not want to go to the gym that day, but that's just the excuse that you're letting take over. Like you're letting that settle in. Just because you sore don't mean you injured. You're not injured. You're not hurt. Your muscles are just sore. Like you can still go to the gym and work a different muscle group or do some stretching, do some active recovery, do some cardio. Like you can do something when you're sore. That's not an excuse. You're not injured. Don't let this become a thing. Like don't let that be your cop out. You gotta practice that self-care, contribute to your overall well-being. Listen to your body though. If you're like actually injured, then don't go to the gym. Don't work that muscle. Like actually take a break. You need to recover. Your body has to recover. And yeah, sometimes if you are sore, you need to take a day off. Take a day off, but don't use this as an excuse every time. Like don't let this be a normal thing in your training because you're not going to get enough volume in. If you do, say, oh my pinky toe is hurting today, so I'm not going to go to the gym. That's not an excuse. Number 8, adaptability. training for the triathlon requires adapting to various conditions such as the weather, uh, or especially if you're in Mobile, Alabama. You know how the weather changes down here. It's crazy. Literally rains for like 30 minutes every day. It's weird. The different terrains, unforeseen circumstances, being flexible and adjusting training plans and strategies helps develop adaptability and problem solving skills. So yeah, you gotta be adaptable because plans are gonna change. This happened to me a lot because normally I work out in the morning, but sometimes, say I sleep in one day, not on purpose or by mistake, but sleep in. I don't go to the gym before work. I gotta adapt. I gotta change my plan to go to the gym after work and get that workout in. I'm not just gonna skip the gym that day because I didn't get up because I was being lazy and I didn't get up in the morning. I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna swap my plans around, and I'm gonna make sure I go to the gym. Period. If I miss a workout during the week, I'm gonna make it up on the weekend. If I miss a workout during in the morning, I'm gonna make it up that night. So you gotta be adaptable, especially when you're doing three different disciplines of training. You're gonna miss one day. You're gonna be sore on or you're gonna be super sore. Maybe your legs are super sore one day and you can't run again. So maybe you swap up your routine that day and you do swimming that day instead. So you got to be adaptable when plans change, be able to adjust your schedule and still attack what you're trying to attack. Number 9. So this one's a little weird because this one is teamwork. You may be thinking a triathlon, that's an individual sport. That's correct. But when it comes to training, it takes a whole team to do the training for these things. So not only does it take your cooperation with your family, like your spouse, you're not going to be spending as much time with them when you're doing all this training. You're spending that time apart. So you got to have that teamwork with each other to know, hey, I'm going to be training during this time, but as soon as that time's over with, then me and you can spend that time together then. So you gotta work together. You gotta be a team. You and your spouse, y'all are a team. Y'all are one. So you gotta work together on still spending time with each other and not just going all in on whatever that goal is you're trying to achieve. My wife works a little bit later than I do on when she works in the evening, so I would try to get all my training done before she got home. So that way, when she got home, we could spend the rest of the night together, and we still have that connection. But teamwork for triathlon also goes into play with when you're training. You can train with other people, like other groups of people, and they can help you. They can they can push you. You can learn from them. So it's good to like have those people with you to kind of motivate you a little bit more, hold you more accountable, teach you things because all you can always learn something from somebody else. And then also like during the triathlon, the camaraderie around the whole triathlon was just amazing. Like everybody was there supporting you. Everybody wanted you to finish, to do good. They were pushing you. I mean, there would be like random people halfway through the bike ride, just on the side of the road, just cheering for us and motivating us and tell us to keep going. Congratulating us, stuff like that. And then there's just people out on the side of the road, all the fans there, or like all the family members there were very supportive. So it's a very like team environment. Everybody wanted everybody to do good because everybody was kind of competing against themselves. You're not really, I mean, unless you're like one of the top people that's competing for first place, that's a little different. But most people out there are just doing it for fun, doing it for the challenge. So it was pretty neat to see everybody come together and just be very supportive. I really enjoyed that part of the sport. It was pretty neat. And then number 10, celebrating progress. Training for a triathlon involves incremental improvements, celebrating these milestones, recognizing these achievements, acknowledging progress, no matter how small or how big. It uh, promotes positivity and motivation throughout the journey. Because sometimes it can feel like you're not progressing at all because you're just training, and you're doing these long workouts. You're sore, you don't want to do them. Like sometimes they just suck, but you got to take the positive when you can get one, no matter how small it is. So my biggest struggle when it came to the triathlon was swimming. So every time I went a little bit further in the pool, like I got pumped about it. I got excited because I suck at it. So like every time I added a new like length to the pool, I would always let my wife know that day. I'd be like, hey, I ran instead of doing 6 today, I did 8. I got pumped. So I was celebrating those small wins because it was something that I wasn't good at. And I kept practicing it each and every day and I kept getting better and I saw that progress. So it made me like, I got that fulfillment from it. So I try to like hype myself up a little bit to let myself know that I'm getting better, that I'm improving, that I'm actually getting closer to my goal, to the end goal. So I kind of celebrated the swimming a lot because that's what I struggle with. So you gotta learn to celebrate the progress, celebrate these things because it's gonna boost that positivity. So like when you're going through your weight loss journey, when you see that scale go down by 5 pounds, boy, you better get excited because that's gonna keep you going. You're like, oh, that's 5 pounds. I bet I could lose 5 more pounds. I'd be at 10. So it's gonna keep you motivated. Like when you just start seeing those results, start seeing progress. It's I don't know, maybe it don't for you, but for me, it motivates me to do more, to do better, because you're seeing your hard work pay off. It makes me that gives me drive to want to go even more, to see what else I can achieve. See, that's why I want to do another triathlon because like I set out this goal to do this sprint one, and I achieved it. And now I'm like, well, what's next? Like, what can I do next? I need to do something longer so I can achieve that one. Celebrate your small wins, celebrate the big wins. It's important, but celebrate it and then put it past you. Like move on. Like don't celebrate it too long because then you may get caught up on that one thing and you may not have your eye on the bigger picture. So you gotta celebrate it and then move on. So those are the 10 lessons that I learned from training for triathlon. I'm sure there was many more, but those are the top 10 that I could think of. These are 10 pretty good topics that pretty much apply to any aspect of your life, whatever goal it is you set out for yourself, whatever you're trying to achieve. So you can take these and apply them in your own life. So if you don't have a goal yet, start you a goal. Say you may want to lose 10 pounds. You may want to lose 100 pounds. You may want to bench press 225 or whatever it is. Start you a goal and start working towards it. I forgot to do at the beginning of the podcast, I forgot to do the quick tip. So I'm going to do the quick tip now. My quick tip now is to take progress photos. When you look at yourself every day in the mirror, you're kind of giving yourself a good like up and down. You're studying yourself. You're not going to see much change from day to day or even week to week because you see yourself every day and you're judging yourself every day on it. So you don't see much progress when you're setting out to your fitness journey. So this can get it can lead to kind of disappointment because you don't think you're seeing any progress. But when you first start out, take some photos from the front, from the back, from the side, preferably without a shirt on. Or if you're a female, obviously have like a sports bra on or something. But yeah, this way you can refer back to your photos from when you were like a month ago. Take them I'll probably take one like every month or maybe even every week or every other week, whatever you want to do. But take them often on a regular basis, at least once a month. And this will be a lot easier to see your progress. You're going to see a lot bigger difference in the pictures that you took at the beginning of your fitness journey compared to now than you will if you just try to compare your like every day just looking in the mirror. I was actually talking to my wife about this. She just recently started working out and being pretty consistent, and I was telling her that I could see some progress that she had been making, and she was like, "I don't see it." She was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I can't tell the difference. I'm like, I can't. I'm because I was telling her you're literally judging yourself every day by looking in the mirror, so you're not ever going to see the difference because it's such slight changes that you'll never notice it unless you have those pictures or unless somebody else hasn't maybe seen you in a while or something, and then they see you again, they're like, "Oh, wow, you look good. You lost some weight, or you put on some muscle." So take those pictures, and this will be the best way for you to see the difference. Or, I mean, you could also do measurements and measure yourself, but I think pictures are better, honestly, because you can physically see it. So that's why I like to preach progress photos. So take your progress photos. If you didn't do it at the beginning, go ahead and take them now because you're still from now and a month from now, you're probably going to change a little bit if you're being consistent. So take your progress photos. That's my little quick tip to keep you motivated. So that way you can see the results of all the hard work that you've been putting in. And then, of course, we got to end the podcast off with the motivational quote of the week. And this week is a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. And it goes, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." I'm going to say it again. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. So the meaning behind this quote, it's rooted in the power of self-belief and its influence on achieving success. So when you genuinely believe in yourself, when you genuinely believe in your abilities and you have a confidence in your potential, you have already overcome half the battle. The quote emphasizes that having a positive mindset and unwavering belief in yourself is a significant factor in determining your chances of accomplishing your goals. So by stating that believing in oneself leads to being halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt emphasizes that self-belief is a catalyst for taking action and making progress. It signifies the idea that a strong belief in your capabilities fuels motivation, resilience, and the willingness to persevere through obstacles and challenges. So this quote it just serves as a reminder that our mindset and perception of our abilities play a huge, significant role in our achievements. Like if you believe you can do it, then you can do it. Or if you believe that you can do the process, then eventually you'll be able to get to where you're wanting to go. So for example, I didn't think I could do the triathlon at first. So when I signed up for it, what did I do? I set myself up to be able to achieve it. I started training, and once I started training and I got better at it, I knew that I could do it. Like I knew I was going to finish. I was not worried about not finishing at all. I knew I was going to because I had put in the time, put in the effort, put in the sweat, the early mornings, the late nights. Like I trained for it hard, so I 100% believed I was going to do it. Like it never crossed my mind once I wasn't going to finish ever because I knew it. I had put in the time, the effort, the training, everything. I had done what I needed to do to put myself in the best position to succeed. So I was confident in my own abilities to do it. So that's what you got to do. You got to do whatever you got to do to be confident, and then you're halfway there. Then you just got to execute on it. If you know you can do it, you're gonna get it done regardless. You're gonna figure out a way. You're not just gonna let some little thing get in your way and stop you. Like you're gonna figure it out. So that's kind of how I see this quote. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Thanks for hanging out. Apologize for not being here Monday, but we got it done. I'll see y'all again next week. If you have any podcast topics you want me to talk about, have any questions, please hit me up. Social media, Murphy McFit, pretty much on all my social medias. Follow me on YouTube, the Fitness Beginner Podcast. I also have my own YouTube channel. It's just Murphy McCammon. I post all my shorts and stuff on there. So y'all go check me out. Y'all subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up on there. I'm only at like 200 right now. I'm trying to get to like 1,000. I know it's a lot, but we're going to get there one day. So y'all hit me up on YouTube, follow me, subscribe. I appreciate it. Leave a review on the podcast, 5 stars preferably. Let me know what y'all think about the podcast. If you have any ideas or questions, please hit me up. I'd love to help you. If you have any questions about triathlons, hit me up. I'll try to answer the best I can. I will say I've only ran one, so I'm not an expert or anything, but I'll let y'all know what I thought about it. And hey, you may be interested in doing one too. I think everyone should do it. I think you can do it, whether you believe it or not. I think you can do it if you train for it. So, yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Peace, love, protein. We out. Thanks for tuning in to the Fitness Beginner Podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring. Remember to always start small, set realistic goals, and most importantly, have fun. Don't forget to tune in next week for more tips and advice on how to kickstart your fitness journey. Until then, stay active and stay healthy.